Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. A couple quick clarifications. Number one, I am trading futures. If you don't know what futures are, I'll put a link down below in the description area to a free 4-part series that explain futures, how they work, and give you a good solid foundation. One little kind of maybe nugget that will get you interested. There is no pattern day trading rule. I'll say it again. There is no pattern day trading rule. So you can start with basically any amount of money that you want. And then second, I am trading futures through a prop firm. Now, what is a prop firm? How do they work? Which one am I using? Check out the link that you see up there on the screen right now, and that'll answer all those questions, along with giving you a good quality discount. So no matter when you're watching this video, these prop firms are always running discounts. So that link will ensure you get the best deal possible whenever you are watching this video. So that's the current status of things. Looking like not the most volatile of mornings. So yeah, we'll see. But I will pause the screen recording software for now, and I'll be back as soon as I find a potential trade. All right, what I'm going to do here is get short. And let's see if this thing wants to come down some more. Took one out just because I was looking for a quicker move. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. See how it's starting to try to come back up towards me? Yep. Yep, exactly. So that's where my stop will have to be. Should have got more aggressive. I'm about to, yep. So $75 loss on that one. I'm glad I at least took off one down there, but it was just, it wasn't behaving. And you heard me say, I want to take that one out because it's not. And I was thinking about another one, and then up it went. So my instincts were right. I'm glad I listened to them a little bit to get rid of that first one. So, the loss wasn't anything massive, but yeah. That's just how it goes sometimes. Now, it may come back down, but regardless, that's just how it goes sometimes. Moves up, stops you out. But, yeah, bummer. Now, that still would have been a losing trade regardless, because I would have had one that would have been stopped out. I would have liked to taken out one more, just kind of, like I said, because things weren't feeling right. But regardless, even if I had gotten two down there, because I gave my stops quite a bit of wiggle room. Again, I thought I wanted to see it down a lot further than where it went, but it just was not behaving. It comes back down here. So, all right, well, starting off with a loss. All right, going to try a scalp here, in and out, and just like that, boom. Beautiful. Up, if you blinked, you missed it, but just made 180. So that is why just keep the losses small, find something else, and this movement right here. And here I was thinking, oh, things aren't going to be volatile enough, and I just, made 180 bucks in literally a second. I know that sounds like a scam, but just go back and watch, and you'll be able to see over here. If you look over here, you'll see the numbers fluctuate, but it'll just be for quite literally a second. Well, probably a little less than a second, but very good. So back into the green. I try that again, maybe. Comes down here, I could see that making sense again. All right, I'll pause. All right, gonna try, if it wants to come up a little bit more. I don't know if I necessarily believe this bounce right. As I glance over at the 15-minute, let me bring that over so you can see. 15-minute there. That's a nice bounce off that EMA there, so maybe I should think twice about being as bearish as I am right now. See it coming out. Yeah. I just hold. I'm in the green, so just hold off. And there it might have a little tighter risk profile. I guess what you can always do is I could just move this down to 1 and keep my risk oh so minimal. Oh, never mind. Now the risk profile has changed. And there we go. So I'm glad of that. That's why the importance of multiple time frame analysis. I guess I take that back. Nope, there it is. There's a loss because my stop would have been above those highs, so that would have been a losing trade. So right there, a good example of multi-time frame analysis. The 15-minute kind of just reminded me, as I was saying out loud, maybe I'm not quite as justified as I think I am to be so bearish right now. And there we go. So the 15-minute time frame just saved me from taking a loss on that one. So multiple time frame analysis, very, very important as traders. Make sure you're not just locked in on one time frame. Make sure you're cross-checking with other time frames. As a beginner, yeah, it can get a little overwhelming, but that's why trading's not easy. That's why it takes time. All right, I'll pause. All right, I'm thinking I'm going to try some sniper scalps up here from the short side because it does push higher, but it tends to all of a sudden just pull back quite a bit too, which makes me think I could get some sniper shots off, but it'll have to return back up there. But these movements right here would be all that I would need. So we'll see if it wants to push back up through there or not. Ooh, I don't know. This is just not volatile. I realize it sounds a little goofy because I did make that $180 in basically a second. So for me to say it's not very volatile, but it's not. I mean, when you have over here only 5 points, yeah, things get a bit sketchy from what I'm looking to do. So I'm not saying that you can't make money or that I couldn't make money in this environment. I'm just saying for the strategy right now, I'm not quite sure that actually makes a whole lot of sense. So I might have to rethink that. But oh, and no, that is basically disappearing anyway. So all right, never mind. I really would like to buy this right now, but this movement here up and then just huge down has me very hesitant. And right now, seemingly glad I didn't buy because from where I said I'd like to buy, look how much further it's come down. So just very tricky action. Had this move come down a little bit and then went, it's like, okay, that makes sense. But for this to come down, and then think about this, nasty, nasty move. I mean, this was a big pullback. I mean, you're borderline saying, no, that's no longer a pullback, that's a reversal. And then right when you're trying to kind of, I think this might be changing into a reversal, look what it did. Straight right back up. So this is one of these days where, for me at least, I'm not speaking for every trader out there, but this is tricky action to trade. Like I said, maybe I should be buying this pullback, but yeah, this has got me skeptical, especially when you go back here. I mean, think about the start, right? You had this nice move up, then it acted like it was going to be terrible, and this is where I think, yeah, I took my loss somewhere around here if I remember right. But yeah, I'm not going to quite abandon ship yet and call it a day, but I'm pretty close to just saying, sometimes no trade is the best trade you can make. So I'm getting close to making that decision, but I'll give it a few more moments here and see if maybe something else arises. Well, should have bought that pullback, huh? Look at that big move. So now it's pushing upwards. Nice movement here. Got to be careful of FOMO now. Yeah. All right, I'll keep a close eye on it. Sorry for the awkward pause, but this is, again, live. So this is not a voiceover. This is me genuinely thinking through things right now. So I didn't mean to be awkward in the pause, but yeah, it's just me trying to think. And more so battle the voice in my head. I wouldn't mind trying to maybe get a short up here, but it's like, I don't know. That was just a pretty big, strong move. So I'll pause. So this is what I'm going to do because I'm antsy. So I'm going to go 1 micro and I am in. Stop, up, and I'm out. Well, there we go. There we go. So the one thing I did right was I went to 1 micro, meaning I was never going to make a whole lot if I was right, but I was also never going to lose a whole lot. So I lost $15 on that one. Still plenty green on the day, but it just kind of just confirmed, yeah, no, you idiot. You were right. Follow your instincts. So I was stupid. I should have listened to my instincts. I should have just taken the trade. So I was wrong in that situation, or I was right to should have listened, but at least I did the right thing, and I didn't go NQs or even the micros with multiple. That was just one, and you saw that before I could even get my stop loss, and it was already pushing up through things. That was wild. All right, I'll pause. I really do think this thing wants to come down. In. And this is where the lack of volatility is starting to kick in a little bit here. So if it wants to come down, there we go. Oh my goodness, come on. Look at that. Won't even hit me. There we go. All right, so yeah, that was okay of a trade. So still up fine on the day, but even that, I thought it was going to start looking good. So you can see I actually eventually moved my my take profit down a little bit. I was like, you know what? I think if this thing goes, it'll want to go, and it started to go. I was like, okay, great. And then it started heading back up, and I started to chase it up. Like, okay, I was having flashbacks to that first trade, and and eventually, I mean, it was still a green trade, but yeah, it just go. See, I'd still just chop it around here. I thought this candle was gonna have it going, and it did. It did. It started to get going. That's the thing. It just didn't keep going, and it couldn't. And it's not like my new target was something super greedy, but it couldn't even get down to there. Yeah. So on that note, I'm gonna call it good. Up uh basically about 150 bucks. Now, before I go, I do want to personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering that'll walk you through how I'm consistent, how I manage risk, and how to just properly approach a market with the right framework. Way too many traders have kind of good frameworks, but kind of good is not good enough. And I've been around since the site's been around since 2013. So I've worked with a lot of traders. I've seen a lot of things, and I can say that a lot of people show up, and I understand why they think certain ways. I understand why they take certain approaches. But those approaches, those understandings about the market are wrong. And this class will be designed to help make sure that, are you sure you're understanding things the way you're supposed to understand them? And then give you a good backbone and framework to which you can go from. So, like I said, go to clayjar.com/live or just check the link in the description area to see when the next live class is and definitely get signed up for it. And then in terms of the prop firm, you saw that the whole time. Make sure you check that out. It'll give you the discount. They're always running discounts. So that is a prop firm that I'm using that you just saw there and that I would recommend. So again, make sure you use that link because that will give you the best deal possible no matter what the promotion is whenever you're watching this video. So thanks for watching. As always, if you enjoy these, hit that like button. And if you're looking for a super easy and free way to support the channel, please hit that subscribe button as it really does help out. So thanks for watching. Take care.